Hey guys, here's another comment that we're answering. This is from Sylvia Delis. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I asked the debt collector, posing as lawyers, for validation. All I got back was a ton of statements and an old telemarketing bill of sale from 1997. Oh, that's a long time ago. Nothing with my signature on it. In the letter, they threatened to file a lawsuit if I don't make a deal with them by a certain date. How can they do this? Well, so a couple things. I don't know if this started off with a phone call, started off with credit reporting, started off with a letter, but it sounds like, Sylvia, you requested validation, which is good, or verification. Make sure that you've done that in writing. So you want to make sure that you've asked for that in writing. It's okay to ask for it verbally, but you want to make sure it's done in writing, certified mail, so that you can prove that they got that request. And then we want to see, well, how have they responded? Now, here's the deal with verification, validation. If you just sort of ask in a generic fashion, they kind of just have to respond generically, like, hey, we checked and you owe the debt. But the more specific you can get, then the more detailed they have to be. So sometimes what happens is we send a validation, they respond, it's kind of generic. We look at it, go, wait a minute, there's a problem. So we send another validation request, more specific. Now they've got to be more specific. So it can just keep going on and on. And so if this says ton of statements, an old telemarketing bill of sale from 97. So I'm not sure exactly what that is, a telemarketing bill of sale. Maybe we supposedly called in an order for something and there's no signature. You know, there doesn't always need to be a signature for it to be a valid contract. There's lots of things that are done without signature, but the fact that we request something and then we receive it and then we start paying for it, that supplies the proof oftentimes that this is a valid contract. So I would just look at this, and whatever you have questions about, and certainly get with the lawyer that does Fair Debt Collection Practices Act in your state. If you're in Alabama, you can give us a call. But if you're in another state, get with somebody and see, maybe ask them, hey, is there anything with my signature? Is there anything past 1997 or whenever those statements are dated? And I would certainly look at statute of limitation, because this says in the letter they threatened to file a lawsuit if I don't make a deal with them by a certain date. Now, I don't know if that was the initial letter or maybe the letter responding to the verification request. And it says, all right, here it is. And if you don't pay us by X date, we're going to sue you. Well, if it's beyond the statute of limitation, then that can be a violation of the FDCPA to threaten the lawsuit. And we would want to look at other things about this. If they're threatening a lawsuit, what else are they threatening? What are they putting on the amount? Do we really owe that amount? Or they exaggerated the amount? That would be an FDCPA violation. So all sorts of things that we'd want to look at to see. But it certainly is a bad sign when we're talking about a debt from 97, and unless we've continually paid on that or bought new stuff. I don't know how this telemarketing bill of sale works, but that just seems like an awful long time ago. And so when you are dealing with really, really old debt and dealing with lawyers that are threatening a lawsuit, that certainly would raise red flags, and I would definitely get that checked out. Get with the lawyer in your state to see, is this valid? Do you have a claim against these guys? And hope that helps. And thanks for the great question. And thank you guys for watching this. All right, bye-bye.